The pace of Samsung's software evolution is reaching a point where small hints, tiny animations, and background changes quietly reveal where the company is headed next. And right now, all those clues are pointing towards something far more ambitious than a typical mid-cycle update. One UI 8.5 feels less like a 0.5 release and more like Samsung testing the future of Galaxy devices in real time. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. Like, share, and subscribe for more. One UI 8.0 may have launched with the new foldables, but it barely scratched the surface of Samsung's deeper plans. And that's why this next update is getting so much attention. Everywhere online, users keep asking the same question: when will One UI 8.5 actually arrive, and what exactly is Samsung hiding in this version? The answer becomes clearer the moment you start studying how Samsung moves. Their update cycle is predictable, but the features never are. Every year, Samsung quietly splits its software roadmap into two pulses: the early-year update tied to the Galaxy S series, and the mid-year refresh built around the foldables. This rhythm has repeated so consistently that you can practically forecast announcements before leaks even surface. But here's the twist: the Galaxy S26 launch might slip to March due to internal development delays. And when Samsung delays hardware, software timelines don't escape untouched. That means One UI 8.5 may appear earlier than expected in preview form, while the stable version lands later than usual. Based on every clue so far, the reveal window circles late February, with beta access likely opening for select regions around the second week of December 2025. For many Samsung fans, that early beta is the real excitement. It's the first chance to test new animations, new UI layouts, upgraded camera controls, and a long list of experimental tools Samsung only unlocks when they're confident enough to show them, but not confident enough to call them final. The most talked about upgrade, and probably the biggest visible shift, is the redesigned Quick Panel. Samsung started this journey back with One UI 7, but the layout then felt controlled, fixed, and almost locked down. With One UI 8.5, Samsung finally steps back and lets users take control. You can resize modules, adjust shapes, reposition toggles anywhere you want, and even change the orientation of sliders from vertical to horizontal and vice versa. It's surprisingly fluid and, in some ways, more flexible than what competing UIs offer. And for the first time, Samsung is letting you remove elements you don't use, a feature users have begged for since One UI launched years ago. The Add Toggle menu is still early and not fully stable, but the foundation is there. And that detail tells a bigger story. One UI 8.5 is Samsung's first true attempt at handing layout power back to the user, rather than forcing users to adapt to a fixed design. But the real magic starts when you pair these new visuals with Samsung's growing push into content creation. It began with the Galaxy S25 Ultra's log video capabilities, but One UI 8.5 finally gives creators real control. You'll be able to apply LUs directly inside the native editor, preview color grades, and manually adjust shadows, highlights, and saturation with far more precision than previous versions ever allowed. The tools don't fully work yet, but the interface is present, and that tells you exactly where Samsung is going. Creators who rely on DeX are also in for a treat. One UI 8 brought a major redesign, but One UI 8.5 introduces the early framework for multi-desktop setups. Buttons for additional desktops now appear inside DeX, hinting at a computer-style workflow with multiple customizable screens. The feature is incomplete, but Samsung rarely exposes hidden UI elements unless they're preparing something bigger. Meanwhile, the camera upgrades go deeper than expected. Pro Video Mode now introduces 8K at 25 fps, giving filmmakers a smoother, more natural motion cadence in regions using 50Hz lighting. The addition may seem small, but for creators who battle flickering in their footage, this is a major quality jump. And Samsung includes a clean preview toggle to clear the interface while recording, letting you focus on the shot instead of icons. Even screen recording gets smarter. You can now record only a selected portion of the screen, complete with a magnified crop window for precision. This is perfect for tutorials, tech explainers, or quick demos where you want clean visuals without editing the full screen afterward. The visual redesign across system apps shows Samsung is leaning into tighter layouts, central navigation icons, and fluid bottom bars that resemble modern mobile OS trends. The dialer, gallery, settings, and weather apps all adopt a unified design language that is cleaner and more compact. And Galaxy AI editing now streamlines generative edits, cutting down extra steps and letting you continue modifying an image without saving and restarting. The ability to toggle between earlier versions of an image feels unexpectedly professional, something you'd expect from desktop software rather than a phone. Inside the gallery, the updated floating navigation makes browsing smoother, and changes across the UI suggest Samsung is preparing for a broader design evolution with One UI 9 next year. One UI 8.5 seems like Samsung experimenting publicly, polishing ideas that will eventually define the next era of Galaxy devices. There's also a growing clue in how Samsung is restructuring settings access. Options that once lived deep inside submenus, like video external storage saving, now move into more accessible locations. This shift toward surface-level controls hints at Samsung taking criticism seriously, especially from users who found previous versions too complicated. With each beta leak and early build, One UI 8.5 looks less like a maintenance update and more like a preview of where Samsung imagines mobile computing is headed. A more flexible UI, deeper creator tools, tighter visual language, and smarter AI workflows, all built around the idea that phones should behave like pocket-sized PCs. As we get closer to the official announcement, more features will likely surface, especially around Galaxy AI, new widgets, animations, and optimizations linked to the S26 lineup. But for now, One UI 8.5 already gives us a very clear message. Samsung wants users to shape the interface, not just use it. And if the final build delivers everything the early versions promise, this might become the most meaningful mid-cycle update we've seen in years. Let me know in the comments whether you're more excited for the beta or waiting patiently for the stable rollout. I'll be here breaking down every new discovery as it drops. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.